Alright guys, it's been a little bit of a while since I talked about doing the garage door, but I finally got a door. So it's gonna go in that opening there, that wood opening. So I gotta move everything away, and I'll show you the door. I got it used on Facebook Marketplace for a good deal. I originally wanted to put it on the inside, but I can't get it to fit and get the height that I want, and I'll show you guys why. I'll walk in there real quick. But so I'm going to mount on the outside of it. Let me go over here. So I wanted to put it here, just so I could lock it a little easier. I just thought it would be a little better in here. It would be the correct way it needs to go, but I can't, to get the height, I can't make it work here to get it to be able to roll up to this point. It'll hit the beam up here. Also, the AC ductwork is a little tight right here, and I could move this. This isn't a big deal. I could put an elbow in there and move it, but with the height like this, I just prefer to stick it outside. So I thought I'd be able to make it work here, and I might. This can be really close. I just don't think it's worth it. So I'm gonna put it out here. So the door is 10 foot by 8 foot, and inside I was going to trim a little bit of it, but I don't know about outside. I need to pull this stuff away, get a little more cleaned up, and put one of the tracks up. This isn't a chain door or anything. It's like one of the ones that storage units, so it's not too heavy. It'll be easy to put up, I believe. So let me go ahead and get this stuff out of the way so I can stick one of these rails up here and see what it looks like. Alright, got everything moved out of the way. As you can see, there's a lot of water damage on the bottom here. This corner used to leak. It still leaks a little bit, but that's only because I have a gutter dismantled over here. So I do want to try to seal this up a little bit more while I got this all open, but I'm definitely gonna have to cut my rails. So this opening is only 7 feet tall. So I need to go 7.5 inches to make sure that the bottom clears this. So I'm actually going to go 86.5 inches. That's an inch higher than what it would have been on the inside because there's this flashing here. And I'll still have room for the roller and everything. I do need to cut this shelf out of here a little bit. I'm going to trim it back. One thing I haven't measured is the concrete opening. All right, it looks like the opening is more than 10'4", and my door is only 10'4". So I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to get some pressure treated, probably 2x6s, and put them on the wall here so I can bring it out over this a little bit. On the inside already has those, and it's actually it's actually 10 feet exactly between those. So I'm gonna have to run to the store and get some wood. I'm gonna go ahead and trim that shelf down there, so I have enough room to put the board. And I'm gonna get some fasteners for this, because I don't have the fasteners. I don't want to tear the wall down yet, but plus I think there's actually some bugs in it. So I'm new to Tennessee. Florida, we do not have these little things. These things to me look like cockroaches with legs, like a mix between a cockroach and a grasshopper. But they are all over the place here. So let me go ahead and clean this up some more. I want to clean up that wall a little bit more and put some sealant in it, and probably along the edge to keep the water from seeping in, and I'll clean the floor up and everything. But let me go get some wood, and I'll get back with you guys when I start installing the wood. The door is out on the trailer. I'll show you that too. I'll show that to you when I get back. So, all right, guys. All right, guys. I went and got some 2x6s pressure treated. I got pressure treated because I'm just worried about a little bit of water on the bottom. I don't want it to deal with rot in the future. Plus, it's up against concrete. So, I just put some tap cons up and down into the block. It's nice and sturdy. It should be good enough to hold this door. It's not a super heavy door. The next thing I gotta do is put the rails on. I do have to cut the rails down a little bit, but I'm gonna make it as high as I can. I'd rather have some extra door. So if that makes sense. If the door goes above this point, it's fine. I'm gonna go as high as I can. This is my minimum. I wanted to go above this. So let me get the track and start cutting it down. And I'll show you guys the progress whenever I get at that point. I am gonna eventually put a board in here up against this to help seal it some. The basement is pretty sealed, and I want to keep it that way. So I'm going to put a board in here, and then probably some kind of sweeper or something to keep bugs and stuff out. I'll probably put that along the railing, along the edges too. But I'll do that. I won't get the door mounted first. Coming in later and putting a board here is not going to be a problem. So, all right, let me keep going. All right, guys, get the railing on. I have just barely enough room up here to get the roll up here and over there, but this is where it's gonna get a little tricky, and I haven't decided if I'm gonna rig up a winch or I'm gonna try to put it on one side and lift it up the other. It's not super heavy, but it is a little awkward. So I'm actually thinking about putting a hook up there and running a winch. I have a winch with like a snatch block, and I'm sure I have something here heavy enough I can tie it to. That's probably the toolbox here would be plenty. But I think I'm gonna winch it right in the middle, and I'll winch it up. I still will have to slide it side to side to get it over the edges, I think, but I think that'd be the safest way to do it. I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow morning to do that. The sun's gone down, it's dark. And I'm gonna have to drill a hole up there to get this to get like a lag bolt up there or something I can tie off of. But I think that's it. I think this is gonna work good. Hopefully I can get this wall down tomorrow and it'll be good. I think this will be great. All right, guys, till tomorrow morning. All right, guys, time to do some sketchy stuff. So let's see. Let me put you all off of this thing. So I have a winch tied to my lawnmower, run through a snatch block down to the door. So I'm hoping I got it screwed in pretty good up there on the beam. I'm gonna watch it. I got a little remote here, and I'm gonna let this thing pull it up. Hopefully it'll get it all the way up there or pretty close. That way I can lift it up. I got bolts ready over in the corner over there. So I'm sure nothing will go wrong here. So let me get you guys back over here. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Well, it's down. I think that's it for right now. I gotta run some errands. But it honestly looks pretty good. I need to bend these tabs up here to help direct it. But I'm not gonna do that till later. I do need to figure out how to tension this. So I gotta look that up and do a little research on how to, because there is a spring in this. I don't know if I need to unbolt it and try to twist the end, or if there is some like weird gear things up there, like binding cogs that seem to be holding it. So I wonder if I can just turn it a certain way and it'll tighten the spring. I'm gonna do a little research and find out, and I'll bring you guys back whenever I figure something out. Alright guys, I have the door up. It is all installed. Got the tension right on it. I might go back up because I can't. There you go. I think the tension's right. Tension was really easy. There was two, I don't know if you guys can see them, two set screws up there I had to loosen. And when I did loosen them, it didn't, I was worried about tension coming off. It doesn't. There is, on this side, two like cam gears with teeth, and you just basically stick a pipe wrench on there and rotate it, and it'll add tension to it. It worked great. It was really easy. I did get it a little too tight at the beginning, had to loosen it, and I still might have to loosen it. I'm not sure, but let me back up so you guys can get the view. That's what it looks like. It's perfect. The latch is even on the right side. I actually thought it would be on this side, but it's on that side, so I'll be able to latch it and secure the door. Latch is right back here. The one thing I might have to do is when it goes up, sometimes it gets caught, and I might have to put like a little like ramp on the sides, on the inside. But it seems to work pretty good. There it goes. Goes up nice and easy. You're getting caught there at the end. But the next thing is to take this wall out. I'm going to attempt to pull it out with a golf cart. We're going to see if it'll pull it out. I don't want to use the truck or the Jeep because I think it would probably rip it out, but I'm worried about ripping the frame out. So the wood behind here, I did peek, and the wood back here is like 4x3s or something. It's they're big beams. Here's one. They're like this. So I don't think it's a 4x3. I think that's a true 2x4. But let me figure out how to attach to this. We're gonna see if I can pull it out. If I feel like it's gonna go bad, I'm just gonna stop and I'll dismantle it. But I think it might be kind of fun to try to see if I can rip it out. I have screwed a 2x3 to the wall with a strap and the Yankum rope, and we're gonna see how this goes. I've peeked behind the wall, and it's got some pretty good size studs in there, so I don't think this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. It's gonna be fun. I am going to, let me see. I don't like that idea. You know what, I have this chain here. I'm gonna take this chain, I'm gonna drape it over this so that if that board comes loose, it's not gonna hit me in the back of the head. So I got two cameras, so hopefully this catches it pretty good. All right. driving forward. All right, so that didn't work. It started pulling out, and I don't want to get this in the back of the head. So, did peel the tires in the golf cart, or spin the tires in the golf cart. But all right, no go. I gotta tear it down the old-fashioned way. I think if I put any more force on this wall, it's going to cause a lot of destruction. So let me start tearing it apart. All right, let's try this again. I moved it over and I screwed it in a different spot. I'm going to see if we can rip some of this off. So. Gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. That sucks. All right, we're gonna try this again. I definitely see why it wasn't pulling it down. These are some thick boards. I'm gonna take a measure. Let's see. Yep, 2 inches thick by 4. So they're exactly 2 by 4s. So they're a little bit thicker than regular 2 by 4s. So, but definitely strong. It doesn't seem like it's attached on the bottom. So I'm gonna try to pull it out a little ways with the golf cart. Let me go ahead and try to pull it again. See how this goes. All right. Forward. you're right there. That worked out pretty good. I actually don't know if I'm gonna keep any of this wood. Looking at it, looks like it might be a little rotten. But let me tear it apart the rest of the way and get it outside of here. So with a little help, a golf cart can pull down a wall. Alright guys, the door is finally installed. So before I flip you around and open it up, I cleaned up that side really well, and even this side got it a little more organized. It's not great. I still have a lot of work to do, and it's going to take a good bit of time to get it the way I want it. And I'm sure I'm going to change it over and over and over again. So, but it's at a good point right now where I think I can use it and actually do some projects in here and be a little more organized. So let me turn you guys around and open the door. All right, let's open it up. Go. So this is what my work area is going to look like. I'm sure it's going to change a good bit of times. I already have some more stuff I need to bring in here. I have a table that I think I'm going to put over here between the toolbox, and like this is all my extra parts for stuff, and there's an extra boat motor down there, some heads. The table's going to go here. Over here, I'm going to try to keep this wall kind of clean, maybe just like little stuff, because I don't know at this point in time. I don't think so, but potentially I might pull a vehicle all the way in here. But I already have something that's going to go down there. I also don't know if I'm going to close this in. So originally it was that 2x4 is lag bolted to the ground, so well, came out pretty good. Got it nice and clean. All right, so pull the door down. Those come down pretty good. I do need to install some cleats. There we go. Some cleats or foot pads on the bottom. The previous owner removed them for some reason, but it works good. Here is the latch. The latch is on the inside. I had to cut a new hole for it, and then I keep the screwdriver right here so I can lock it. And it is locked on the inside. I was worried about that. I thought I was gonna have to come up with something, but once I installed it, I realized the latch was on the correct position. I do have a little bit of rot in the corners that I need to take care of, but I'll do that at a later date. So the door definitely came out great. And this leaves me an area where it's not heated in the basement here, but definitely a lot warmer than outside, especially for the winter time. It'll be a lot drier in here. I'd have a dehumidifier down here all the time running, so it keeps running. I do need to find a drain cover for this, because then I can already see myself dropping a socket and then going right into the drain. So I think that's it for now. Open this back up. There is a door right here, so if I do need to come in here and get stuff without opening this up, I can. Like if it's pretty cold outside for some reason. There it goes. Alright guys, I think that's it for this video. This project was a great project. The door went together really well. I am glad I waited and found a used one. A new one, I believe they're like, for this size, was like 1,200 bucks. I got this one for 500 bucks. And it's practically brand new. It came out of a metal building. The guy wanted to put a traditional garage door in so you could use like a remote clicker or stuff to open it up. So this worked out great for me. I got this one. It says barely used, and it works perfectly for what I want. It fit in here very well. I am glad I installed it on this side and not the other side. The only reason I wanted to install it on the other side was because of the latch, and the latch worked out great anyway. So, all right, till the next video, I'll see you guys later.